This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Now look. Okay, look. Listen to me right now. I didn't forget about it, okay? I put it on hold for a little while. You know, sometimes you come up with grand master plans and things, and then other bits and pieces come up. I mean, we've had a whole war starting on the Hermitcraft server. I think that's a perfectly good reason to not have done anything at all with the skeleton farm. Alright, fine. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed, okay? I genuinely really wanted to start work on that project immediately, but then I just didn't. And I know that might sound strange to some of you, but sometimes that just happens, you know? Things don't happen. But I'm going to rectify that today. And I've actually spent all morning, first off, looking for where the original planned spot for the Wither skeleton farm was, because I totally lost it. I'd completely forgotten where I'd put it, so I found that, and then realised that actually it's not really that great. So instead, I've gone off on a search, and I've managed to find a really good location, but it is around about 6,000 blocks away. Now, I have left my camera account over there, so I'll give you a quick preview. Hello! Oh, that's weird. It turns out my camera account's operated by Escal. But I really want to try and avoid travelling back and forth between this location and the nether place, because obviously it is quite a long way to go, so I'm going to try and gather up all the resources before I actually leave. However, we have immediately run into a bit of an issue. It seems that the shopping district is all out of wither roses, which is a bit of an issue because our entire farm relies on wither roses. And with no one online to help me, I think I just need to build a wither rose farm. What? 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 Why is there a ghast here? Why is there a ghast here? What on earth? As I was saying, with no one online to help me, I think we need to build a wither rose farm. That's exciting. I've never really built a wither rose farm before, but I do know how they work. We need to use one of these little things right here to get it functioning, but I'm not going to use any of the ones around the end island. Instead, I'm going to use the exit end portals, the little ones that generate on the end islands, and that should do the trick. Now, the only issue is I can't use the one that I came through because we are actually going to destroy the portal, so I need to find another one, but remember where that one is located so that I can get back to it, so that I can actually get home. And, oh my goodness, we have gotten ridiculously lucky because this is literally within, like a couple hundred blocks of the other one. Like, the other one is just over here. So that's perfect. Now I need to remember which gateway I actually come through, which my little wood block and enderman face should come in handy there. So now let's gather resources for my wither rose farm so I can actually make my wither skeleton farm. And I'm hoping that this box right here should actually be enough. I had a lot of this stuff lying around in my storage system, and wither rose farms aren't particularly complicated to construct. However, I have just realized there are no hoppers in there, and we're definitely going to need lots of hoppers. And this realization has definitely made me lose faith in the checklist that I created. Yeah, I'm definitely going to forget something important. You know that fireball that the ghast fired? Well, I was wondering why it didn't break the nether portal, because it sounded like it broke the nether portal, but then it didn't. Well, I've just come through the nether portal. I think it actually flew through the nether and then hit the glowstone on the other side. That's insane. I'm on fire. Right, let's build up that wither rose farm then. Well, I think it's safe to say that that went pretty well. The only thing that I had an absolute nightmare on was getting an endermite. I almost died so many times, and that would have been so embarrassing. And then when I finally got one, I actually forgot to rename it. So it just despawned. So all of my efforts were totally in vain. I am holding out all the hope. I'm holding out all the hope. I've got the hope. The hope has succeeded. I don't know what I was meant to say then. I don't know where I was going. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm recording this quite late at night. One fresh name for my endermite. Things aren't exactly going smoothly. They're not going great. But after a lot of frustration, I want you all to meet Ender Mike. He's a feisty little fella. You know, he's quite nippy on the knees and the ankles, but he is going to entice a lot of Endermen to their deaths. So for that reason, I quite like him. So let's see if the whole thing is actually functioning. Okay, Endermen have just spawned and they have just run straight to the middle, so that's good. And it looks like they're not dying either, which is extra fantastic. That's exactly how we want it, because now our Wither is going to go in here, and that's what's going to be killing the Enderman, which is going to give us the Wither Roses, which are going to drop into this hopper system. So here comes the scary bit. The Wither. So we're going to crack on with that in the next couple of seconds, but first, a quick message from today's sponsor. Did you know in the UK, internet service providers are required to keep logs of your internet activity, which includes websites visited, items downloaded, even unencrypted conversations, for 1 whole year? That's mad. However, I do have the perfect solution. That's not really the solution that I had in mind. I was actually thinking of ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your devices and the internet by rerouting your connection through a secure server. This stops your internet service provider and any hackers from being able to see what you're doing. To be honest though, the main reason why I use ExpressVPN is because it allows me to choose which server location I'd like to be connected to, which means I can watch cool shows on Netflix that aren't available on the UK version. For example, if I search for The Office without using ExpressVPN, I only get access to the UK office, whereas if I change my location to the US and then search for The Office, I can then watch the US version of The Office. If all that sounds good to you, which it definitely should, then find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link down in the description. That is expressvpn.com/mumbo, expressvpn.com/mumbo. This hat is unbelievably itchy. I hope you enjoyed that little sponsored segment. Now on to some withery bits. And because I don't work with withers very often, I can't help but feel like there's a chance I've made a horrendous mistake. They kind of explode when you place them down, don't they? I mean, I really hope that this thing doesn't completely obliterate all of the redstone stuff that I have going on down underneath here. But regardless, I guess we're not going to find out because there's a hopper right there. I was just doing that to build up some tension. That was totally intentional, alright? Now we find out. I should probably get out of the way now I think about it. I mean, it looks good. It looks good right now. It might not look good in a second. Alright, so it has blown up everything. And my chicken's instantly been killed. This isn't good. Let me tell you, it's significantly harder to build this machine with a wither shooting at you. This is a real problem. I have, however, managed to tame the wither a little bit by placing in this chicken that's over here. So he is now distracted. He's not concentrating on what I'm up to. So that means that we can finally reconstruct this thing. Panic over, sort of. I'm still panicking a little bit, but I think now the panic is officially over, because if I stand up here for a little bit, you can see the Endermen spawn in waves, and then they just all run to the center, which is incredibly satisfying to watch from up here. Old Ender Mike is really cheesing them all off. Now, if I quickly check up on the drops and things, you should see that nothing is broken, and all of the wither roses are being picked up. Yes. Yes. It actually works. We've got ourselves a wither rose farm. So let's put the old feet up and AFK for a bit. And I must admit, I was not here for long, and I am incredibly impressed. I am so impressed. In fact, so much so that my redstone has failed. So this thing has actually overflowed. Hang on, has this overflowed? Yes, so that's not even the max amount. I don't even know how much you would have got in that time if it wasn't overflowing. Look, there's wither roses sitting up there. That is ridiculous. Well, this is a lot more than what we need to build up our wither skeleton farm, but I'm very glad that we constructed it. This has been fun. Now let's actually start. What? No! Why did you do that? My anger has subsided. Everything has been fixed. Now it's time for a meeting with Het.
Well, this is a thriving meeting. Look at the participants that we have in this one.
Man, I mean, what attendance? What attendance?
There's plenty.
It's gone well.
This is definitely not a losing team at all. Definitely not, right?
No, not at all.
No.
We got major wins, man. Dude, did you see what happened at the factory? Did you guys see what happened at the factory?
I wasn't there. I didn't actually see what happened at the factory, but I heard good things.
Very good things. The security worked. Oh yeah, by the way, I got to give you guys here. I'll give you guys the keys to the factory.
Sweet.
You guys, I don't think you and Fulse
Oh,
actually.
thank you.
Is this a real one? Is this not one that's going to activate traps and things like that?
That's the legit one, but there is
Okay.
still traps in the factory, so be careful if you go in.
All right, okay.
It was a bloodbath cub. Head security came in big time at the factory. It was amazing. Did you guys see the map, by the way?
That's a lot
That's
of
very
mycelium.
purple, yeah.
So the
Mine's-
shopping district is basically cut in half. Now, B-Dubs and Mumbo and myself, we destroyed their headquarters and basically scared them out of the underground. Now they're
was
building some
something.
other headquarters somewhere. And they also covered the entire shopping district in mycelium, which looks awful.
I don't know if that's a win actually. Now that I think about it, Scar, to be honest with you, it doesn't sound like a
think it was
win
a
when you put
wash.
it. It doesn't sound like a win. Yeah.
But I heard you guys got some chairs though, or something, like some fancy chairs from the base. Do you guys pick those out?
Yeah,
did
it's
get
the
some
new
chairs.
throne.
Oh, dude, those are good chairs. Yeah.
Now that we know the resistance members, I have made wanted posters so we can keep track of them. And hold on 1 second, guys.
It's a handsome. It's a man walking away
Hold
from
on,
us.
Oh, there we go. Look over here. Over
Okay,
here.
okay.
One, yeah,
There's one.
Let's see.
And
That's,
then
that's
bam, there's
60.
two.
Yeah,
All right, it's
nice.
kind of covered by the fern,
Fantastic.
but that's fine.
Okay, that's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
one. Okay, we'll do another.
Ren,
Okay.
Nice.
Scar.
This is not working as well as I was hoping.
All right, just try to stick to the
There's
one block.
G.
Okay, yeah.
There's
There's
Korean.
Jevin.
Yeah.
There's XP again for the 900th time.
Seven. Cool.
Green again. Okay, that's a creeper. Okay, you guys get the picture now.
All right,
at this
okay, yeah.
We get the idea.
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
the idea.
But what we could do now is spread these through the shopping district to let them know that they're on notice. And of course, any of the neutral hermits, they can keep an eye out on them and know that they're the ones that are spreading this mycelium causing allergies.
I mean, is there anything else to report? I mean, I got nothing. I mean, I got nothing. I haven't really done too much yet. I mean, I built the tunnel bores, I suppose. That's
And those
about
are
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing right now. I mean, we got them out of the underground, and
On to the
yeah, I guess
overworld.
we'll just have to wait and see what they do.
Yeah, we got them out of the
I-
underground into the headquarters.
I guess I've got a place for them to live, though, right? I've built a jail.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can we see this jail?
I mean, sure, yeah. It's you want to follow me down now, or
We
Why
can all go
not?
to the
Let's
jail.
do it.
Let's do it. It's very cool. If you want to see it, check out Fulse's video. But for now, we're going to work on the Wither skeleton farm. And I've actually gone away and I've gathered up all of the resources required to build this thing. So I grabbed all of this wood from my wood farm from the chest down there. We've got all the wither roses as well from the wither rose farm that we've just constructed. And then these are some of the building blocks required to construct it. We've got that, which is actually a junk shulker box that you shouldn't really be seeing, and this one as well. And then we've got all of the stone to make all of the buttons, because we're going to need a lot of buttons. An awful lot of buttons, a huge number of buttons. But I'm not going to think about that for the time being. I'm just going to focus on getting the farm constructed, and that involves actually finding where the farm is going to be. I mean, it's around about, I think, 8,000 blocks away, and I thought I would travel there over the top of the nether because that makes life easy. But everything's changed up here, and I don't know where my little pop through the nether thing is. I don't know where it's gone. After a little bit of poking around, though, I've managed to locate it, and what on earth is that? Oh my goodness. Hey, there's someone there. Well, that's unexpected. It's Exuma. Alright, well, it looks like he's got a fairly ridiculous gold farm. Onward. And now that I've arrived, it's time for the slightly challenging bit. You see, I need to get through the bedrock. I need to make a bedrock tunnel. And I don't know what part of the bedrock is thin. So this actually could take quite a long time. But yeah, this technique should allow me to break the bedrock and then break the bedrock on the other side. So flip this thing around and break it here, and then gradually make a 2x1 tunnel going through the bedrock, allowing me to drop through into the actual nether. The only issue is that it is a little bit fiddly. That's not how to do it. Alright, let me explain. I've changed my key over. I don't right click. Right click doesn't place blocks anymore. G does. And it really messed me up, alright? So I've wasted 2 bits of TNT and broken all my pistons. This could take a while. Now the reason that my key is G is because it allows me to right click really fast, which is what I need for placing in the piston. So let's see if I can do this. Here we go. Already? Okay, that's that. That's that. Hold down G. I think that means it didn't work. I think we might need a slightly different approach here. So what I've done is I've taken the Hermitcraft seed, generated a single player version, come to my location, found where the bedrock is the skinniest, and it is underneath this block right here. So there is only one layer of bedrock underneath this piston. So if we break it, we should be able to drop through into the actual nether. All it relies on is me doing this properly. So I need to press this, then come down here and hold down. No good. I tried this a lot, and I mean a lot, but finally... Yes! Yes, yes, yes! That actually worked. I don't know if it was me or if my connection to the server is a little bit slow, but that was a struggle. But we are through. We are now down into the nether, so now we can actually start working on building up the farm. And now that I think about it, probably should have brought a bow. Yeah, probably should have brought a bow and some fire resistance potions. All of those things would have been... And another... Oh, how am I going to get home? Just kidding, I'm rich. But all jokes aside, I'm definitely unprepared for what I'm about to drop into. I imagine because this is an incredibly big and incredibly isolated nether fortress, it's... Why did I not have my elytra on? Oh, that would have ruined my day. That so would have ruined my day. That so would have ruined my day. Right, that is the location of the farm right there. Do I just build up like a noob wall? Should I just build up a noob wall? Honestly, I'm not quite sure what to do. I mean, that right there is the size of the platform. I could just hop in and try and build it. Yeah, I think I'm going to build up the bare bones of the farm and see if I can get it roughly constructed. And that is the farm pretty much all done and dusted. So I've created this little platform up at the top here. This is where I'm actually going to be standing to get maximum efficiency with this wither skeleton farm. You see, the reason that I chose the location that I did is because the crossroads where I built up the wither skeleton farm, the crossroads being where the nether brick fortress thing was basically it was a crossroads. Don't know why I felt the need to explain that, but the reason that you use a crossroads is because it's a 19 by 19 area of possible spawning spaces. So we've got a 19 by 19 area of wither skeleton spawning spaces here, and this farm, this single platform right here, should produce 40 wither skulls per hour, which is pretty ridiculous considering how simple it is. We've just got a little hoglin or piglin in the center right there. The wither skeletons want to attack him, they run to the middle, and then they fall down to an area where our dog kills them. Which brings me on to the things that still need to be done. First up, I need to spawn proof the entire area around this thing. You see, even though we're right the way up at the top of the nether there, there's still plenty of spawning spaces where things are going to be spawning and they're going to reduce the rates of the farm. So all of this area needs to be buttoned. That probably needs to be buttoned. But I think all this surrounding land around it should be okay. That's why this spot right here is so good. Because it's in the middle of a lava lake. There's very few spawnable spaces. But then there's the dog. Yeah, I don't currently have a dog. In fact, I've never really had a dog on Hermitcraft. So we now need to sort that out. Time for the very long flight home, and I've taken about 3,000 screenshots of that little nether hole, that bedrock hole that I've created, because I really don't want to lose my new wither skeleton farm. Now I know this is a little bit embarrassing given that I've played Minecraft for almost 10 years, but I actually had to Google how to tame a wolf. I believe it's bones. And now I actually need to find the wolf, which I don't even know what biome they generally are in. And I've never really seen one on Hermitcraft Season 7. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm not really looking out for them. Aha! There it is! Nice! Okay, that was easy, that was easy. You're my buddy now. Oh, he's quite sweet, actually. Unfortunately, he's not going to live the best of lives. He's going to be very alone in the nether. And occasionally killing wither skeletons. It's actually a bit of a grim life for him. But regardless, I think if I just fly like this, he should teleport to me. Is that how they work? Okay, so I've lost my dog. That's not how they work. I flew off, and clearly I've left him behind. I have no clue where he is. So that's unfortunate. Will you be my new dog? I kind of need a new dog. Alright, it looks like you quite like me. I guess we're walking home. What has happened to your face? Well, that was an enormous success. So our little fella is now in the base. He's chilling out. I'm going to leave him here for the time being because I want him to have a good few days of his life before he gets sent off to the nether for a life of loneliness and occasionally killing wither skeletons. I mean, this is as good as it's going to get for you, mate. I'm really, really sorry. And on that slightly depressing note, I have to say, I think it's time to end. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Hermitcraft. It's been a lot of fun to record, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. You know, coming back to the dog thing, though, I mean, I can't believe that I've played Minecraft for nearly 10 years. I have absolutely zero knowledge of how dogs work. You know, absolutely zero. I didn't even know how to tame them, and I don't know how to breed them, and I don't know how to stop them from dying, and I don't know how to make them follow me other than just walking on the floor. How have I managed to miss that whole area of the game?